Beon, Beon, the verb to be. Part 2. So in our last video we saw the verb beon in Old English, which is equivalent to the modern verb to be. But I didn't want to make the video too long, so a few pieces of information are still to be seen in this video. So the first thing we should take into account is that Old English verbs were highly conjugated. So in modern English we have, for example, to play. I play, you play, he, she, it plays with a final S. We play, you again, but now in the plural sense, and they play. So it doesn't change that much if you think about it. But in Old English the verbs would change a lot. In modern English the verb to be, it changes a lot. I am, you are, he, she, it is, we are, you are, and they are. So we can compare modern English and Old English. So in modern English most verbs are just regular. You have this tiny change here with the final S, and he, she, it plays. But then you have the verb to be, which is irregular in the way it is conjugated. Okay? And in modern English that's the same scenario. Most verbs are highly conjugated, but the verb beon is even more chaotic than the other verbs. So let's first see the conjugation table for the verb to be. First, the present tense. The base form, the infinitive, is beon. Beon. This is a long air here. Beon. Beon. So if you speak Japanese or Arabic or Latin, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes the syllable is longer. So beon, not just beon, 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 right? Now let's see the conjugations. I am, each beo, again long, beo. You are, thu bist. He is, he bith. If you want to say she is or it is, you just say heo bith or heat bith. Now the plural forms, where sindon is we are, you are is ye sindon, and they are is he sindon. So this is the present tense, and these are the forms, the conjugations, the way the verb is conjugated. You may have noticed that we have, like, beon starts with a B, and then we have beo, beast, beeth. They all start with a B. But then we have sindon in the plural, and it seems to be a different verb, doesn't it? Well, the reason is that it is a different verb. So the verb beon in Old English, it used forms from different verbs. Let me show you one thing. In the singular forms, you have a different way of conjugating this verb. Instead of saying each beo, you might as well say each eom, each eom. Instead of thu bist, you can say thu ert. And instead of he bith, you can say he is, right? So it's getting quite confusing, isn't it? You may think, what the blazes is going on here? And the reason is that we don't have two verbs being merged together, coalesced. We have three verbs. So I don't want to get into details here, but rest assured that the reason why we don't have an initial B in all the forms is because we have three verbs being mixed in this conjugation table. Okay, now let's see the past forms. If you want to say I was, you can say each was. If you want to say you was, you were, you can say du waren, right? And then he was, he was. The same as I was, he was. Now for the plural forms, you can say we were, we waren. You were, ye waren. Here were, they were, here waren. Here waren. So those are the past forms. That's the way the verb beon is conjugated in the past. And it's getting even more confusing because now we have these forms that start with a W. So we have the B forms, we have the S forms, we have eom, is, and now we have the W forms. Yeah? Let me tell you something. The W forms, they are quite straightforward. They come from a different verb called wezon, which means to be, or you can also say it means to remain. Okay, so wezon. So you can think of this situation as, for example, you have beon, you have wezon. They are competing to see who's going to be the verb to be in Old English. And so for the present forms, at least for some of the singular forms, beon prevails, beon. But for the past forms, wezon prevails, right? So beon and wezon. And for other forms, you have the S forms, sindon, for example. You have eom, is, and those have a different origin.